G'day guys, how are you going? Well, we do ask a lot of our roof racks to carry all of our camping gear when we're heading away on a trip. So do you know what your weight load rating is for your roof rack? And also, do you know what your weight load rating is for the roof of your four-wheel drive? Let's have a chat about both of those load ratings. Okay, so just before we get started, I'm going to be using my roof rack and my GU Patrol to talk about both of these load ratings, because I know what the load ratings are for both of these options. You're going to have to do your own homework to find out what the load rating is on your four-wheel drive and your roof rack, because fair chance they're going to be different to what mine are. Okay, so let's break this down into two separate load rating discussions. Now, firstly, I'm just going to talk about just the roof rack. Now, I know with the roof rack that I've got on my Patrol here, this is engineered and designed to carry 150 kilos. You're probably thinking, 150 kgs, that's a fair bit of weight you can carry on this roof rack. Well, yeah, it kind of is, but it's not necessarily the case with my vehicle. Let's jump down here and we'll go through the roof load rating. Let's check that one out. Righto, so now let's have a chat about the roof load rating of my GU Nissan Patrol. Now, with this gutter system that I've got here, they've designed the roof capacity of this max load rating of 150 kilos. So now I've got a roof rack that's rated to 150, and I've also got the roofing Patrol that's rated to 150. But with those numbers, that's with absolutely nothing on them, all right? So no weight on them at all. So at the moment now, I've got a roof rack sitting up there and I've got an awning over the other side. So I know my roof rack, it weighs about 30 kilos, and the awning on the other side, it's probably about 15, maybe 20, so let's call it 20. So there's 50 kgs of weight sitting on this roof as it sits right now. But the rack itself, still got nothing on it, so that's still sitting at 150. But what you've got to do, you've got to go by the lowest number all the time. So I'm governed by what my roof is able to carry here. So that bringing my load rating capacity of my Patrol here, what it's designed to carry, now down to 100 kilos left to be able to carry on this roof. Then you might put, say, maybe a rooftop tent up there. Now rooftop tents, they're sort of 40, maybe 60 kilos. So let's meet in the middle. Let's call that another 50 kilos is up on the roof. So now I've got 100 kilos between the roof rack, the awning, and a rooftop tent. There's 100 kilos sitting now up on the roof of, say, my Patrol here. So that's now only leaving me with 50 kilos left to carry up on this roof. Now, then you might put, say, a jerry can of fuel up there as well. You're going away on a big trip and you want to carry some extra fuel. Well, jerry can of fuel there, the best part of at least 20 kilos. So now I've only got maybe about 30 kilos left of what the roof is actually designed to carry. Now, 30 kgs, that's really starting to stretch boundaries. You probably wouldn't want to be going any much lower than that. You don't ever want to push, whatever your load ratings are, you don't ever want to push them to the max, because that's just getting dangerous. So that's what I've got here. So that's how you work out your roof load ratings and your roof rack load ratings. Now, how do you find out? Now, you might be in your owner's manual what your roof load rating is, or just jump online, put your vehicle in and ask and find out what the roof load rating is, and it'll tell you what your roof is designed to carry. But then on the flip side of all that, you know, you might have a vehicle that's designed with a roof load rating of, say, 180, 200 kgs, but your roof rack's still only 150. Well, that doesn't mean because your roof designed to carry 200, you can put 200 up there, because now you're pushing the way over the boundaries of what your roof rack's engineered and designed to carry. So, as I say, you're always governed by whatever that lowest number is. So in that case, you'd be governed by what your roof rack can carry, not what your roof can carry. So that's just where it starts to get, you know, a little bit complicated, but you've just got to do your sums. And you know, when you go away, you know, you see some of these roof racks, they're loaded up to the max, and I'm pretty sure some of them will either be stretching boundaries with what their roof rack can carry or what their roof is actually designed to carry. So that's how you work out your numbers on your roof rack and your roof. And just one last thing you need to take into account when we're talking about roof rack load ratings. Now, some roof rack manufacturers, they'll have an on-road load rating and they'll have an off-road load rating. Now, so what does that mean? Well, they'll have an on-road load rating. You've got all your camp gear up, you're heading away on your holiday, you're cruising up, say, the Hume High or whatever, and that's where your on-road load rating is. But then you're going to do some four-wheel drive tracks to get to wherever you got to go, and there's an off-road load rating. And generally the off-road load rating is a fair bit less than what the on-road is. So they take into account, you know, you've got all your camp gear up, and while you're driving these tracks, you know, your vehicle's, you know, going from side to side, and, you know, the weight transfer is going on up there while you've got all your gear up there. So you really need to make sure you look into that as well and find out if they have have two ratings with an on-road and an off-road. Now, I know the guys that make this at Tradesman Roof Racks, they've got that much confidence in the design and the engineering of their roof racks. They've got the same load rating for both on and off-road of 150 kilos. So there's something else you need to take into account when you're talking about roof racks. Now, there's a fair bit we've had to get through here today when we're talking about roof rack load ratings, the load rating of whatever the roof is of your four drive. But they're just some things you really need to take into account and look into them, I reckon, and see how much weight you do carry up on your roof. You might be a bit surprised once you start doing a few sums. So there you go, guys. I hope that video's helped you out with those few tips on those load ratings. And fair chance I'll see you out in the bush someday. Hooroo.